A group of lawyers stormed the Federal Ministry of Finance today, demanding a judicial commission of inquiry into the tenure of Mele Kolo Kyari, the former Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. The lawyers, under the aegis of Guardians of Democracy and Rule of Law, who submitted a petition to the ministry, alleged that Kyari's leadership was marked by monumental corruption, tax evasion, abuse of office, and misappropriation of public funds. Led by Barrister Benjamin Theophilus, the lawyers cited several areas of concerns, including the inflated cost of refineries, rehabilitation contracts, fraudulent allocation of crude oil proceeds, misappropriation of funds in the AKK Gas Pipeline Project, fuel subsidy fraud, and value review for NNPCL crude-backed loans. According to the petition, NNPCL under Kyari's leadership spent over $4 billion on refineries repairs, contrary to the initial proposal of $1 billion for all 3 refineries. The lawyers demanded a thorough investigation into the payments made to consultants and contractors handling the refineries, as well as the work scopes and delivery of the project.
$1.5 billion on the Warri refineries and $1 billion on the Kaduna refinery, bringing the total of what Kyari spent on the refineries to more than $4 billion, as opposed to the $1 billion that the consultants has requested for all refineries. Even after expending these inflated sums, the refineries are unable to produce gasoline without using large quantities of chemicals from hydroroma. This is a monumental project, cost inflation about $500 is sufficient to build a brown, simple 600 kbpd refinery that will operate at a better efficiency. It is therefore imperative that full disclosures be made regarding the payments made to all consultants and contractors handling the Port Harcourt refinery, Warri and Kaduna refineries, the work scopes for which such payments were made, the responsibility of the payment vis-à-vis the work scope, and the delivery of the work scope for which payment was made. Fraudulent allocation and mismanagement of crude oil proceedings under the guise of pipeline security payments. There is credible information that crude oil allocations were diverted and financial transactions were carried out under the guise of pipeline security as a suspicious rate of 80,000 barrels per day, with no total transparent process or accountability mechanism. This racket allegation served as a cover for unauthorized withdrawals and self-enrichment.
The lawyers urged the ministry to constitute a judicial commission of inquiry into Kyari's tenure, investigate the failure of past audit reports, and collaborate with relevant government institutions to recover public funds if found to have been misappropriated. They also demanded that the Federal Inland Revenue Service probe suspected tax evasion and fraudulent declarations.
The urgency has to do with reports that persons who would be indicated in a thorough investigations are allegedly erasing evidence of their misdeeds. Further, investigate the failure of past audit report that gave clean bills of health to the NNPC despite the monumental corruption in the Kyari era that has now become common knowledge. This is why Nigerians are not asking for an audit but a judicial commission of inquiry. They want a full probe and investigation, since the Auditor General in the past wrongfully gave clean bills of health to conceal the riot in the NNPC. It is also worthy of note, the Honorable Minister, sir, that Nigerians are united in their concern that the country will sink further if nothing were done to hold accountable to those who involve the NNPCL into organizations that lacks transparency and potential for fraud and misappropriation of funds. In view of the above and in line with the general wishes of Nigerians, these groups of lawyers wishes to reiterate that the demand for a judicial commission of inquiry into the affairs of the NNPCL in the last 5 years is non-negotiable.
Our mission to Ministry of Finance, what we are demanding is simple and unambiguous. Let a commission of inquiry constituted a former Justice of the Supreme Court, investigates the funds appropriated to NNPCL under the leadership of Mele Kyari.